these are the charges. It's a 38-count indictment. Counts 1 through 31, willful retention of national defense information. Count 32, conspiracy to obstruct justice. 33, withholding a document or record. 34, corruptly concealing a document or record. 35, concealing a document in a federal investigation. 36, scheme to conceal. 37, false statements and representations. 38 is the same, presumably with respect to different statements and representations. Just spitballing what I'm seeing here so far. Hold on, let me find the actual count 3. Hold on. So in paragraph 3, this is what they allege, Charles. The classified documents Trump stored in his boxes included information regarding defense and weapons capabilities of both the U.S. and foreign countries, U.S. nuclear programs, potential vulnerabilities of the United States and its allies to military attack, and plans for possible retaliation in response to a foreign attack. The unauthorized disclosure of these classified documents could put at risk the national security of the United States, foreign relations, the safety of the U.S. military and human sources, and the continued viability of sensitive intelligence collection methods. At one point in the indictment, they offer up a picture of where they say Trump kept some of these documents at some point. And it shows a picture of several boxes, I can't even count how many, on what appears to be a stage, like a stage on which one would perform, as an acting troupe, saying that this was where the boxes were moved. I'll read the paragraph 25. From January through March 15th, 2021, some of Trump's boxes were stored in the Mar-a-Lago Club's white and gold ballroom, in which events and gatherings took place. Trump's boxes were, for a time, stacked on the ballroom's stage, as depicted in the photograph below, redacted to obscure the individual's identity, I guess, who told them about this or took the picture. So this is where they're going. Now, we don't know when they say nuclear and military, we don't know whether it is possible for a prosecutor to overplay his hand and try to make it sound worse than it is. It is no prosecutors beyond that when crafting an indictment. But the goal, by any measure, is to make this sound as dire as humanly possible.
Yeah, and there's the rub, because the phrases that you read sound very bad, and they may well be. I mean, we don't know what's in those boxes in Biden's garage either, and we don't know exactly what was in those emails on Hillary's server. But whenever information is exposed in this way, there is a risk. The problem is, as you intimated, that you can, for example, describe a document that lists where America's nuclear weapons are kept, that is public knowledge, as classified information about America's nuclear program. Because we do have a problem with overclassification. That doesn't justify what anyone might do to break the law, but it's hard to know. If those descriptions are accurate, then it's bad. I mean, as I say, I mean, we can argue about whether he has admitted it and what that means, but he did this. This is not some wild-eyed conspiracy.
No, he definitely. There's no question he had classified documents down there that he may or may not have tried to declassify. There's no question he had a bunch of material down there that was at one point classified.
Sure, but so even if we were to assume that he declassified this information in his brain, as he puts it, he did it in his mind, and we were to assume that the president possesses that power, which is a matter of dispute on which I'm not an expert.
Correct.
Let's suppose that he did that. He then put it on the stage in Mar-a-Lago. I mean, that is not.
Well, there's
good,
more.
Right?
There's more.
There's
more. Let me add some color to that, because that would be bad enough to leave it sitting there on the stage. I want to remind the audience these are allegations. They're allegations that I'm sure Trump is going to deny, and they will have to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt in front of a jury. But this is, according to the indictment, it says that on 2 occasions in 2021, Trump showed classified documents to others. One was in that recording that we discussed earlier in the show in connection with Mark Meadows' book, where he was allegedly saying, look at Mark Milley, he's the one who wanted war with Iran. I guess I can't show this to you because I didn't declassify it. So I don't know whether he did show it or or didn't. He at least waived it, according to this. And the other was in August or September 2021 when he showed people without clearances, quote, a classified map related to a military operation. So they're getting specific on saying not only did he see them, but he showed them around. And then here's the second thing. Again, this is via other people's reporting since I haven't had the chance to look at all this. Maggie Haberman in the New York Times reporting that this is an allegation in the indictment. Quote, wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here? End quote. Trump said to his lawyers after the grand jury subpoena was issued, according to the indictment. Now, again, a word of caution, that's a question by a client to a lawyer. Yes, it seems to be suggesting a lie, but just because the client says something erratic and inappropriate doesn't tell us how the lawyers answered or what happened after that moment. Maggie Haberman goes on, Trump also praised whoever deleted Clinton's emails, according to the indictment. They're certainly painting a picture that doesn't sound unlike Donald Trump. But again, it doesn't tell us what he did after the fact. These other allegations about what they know, what happened to the documents, who saw the documents, who moved the documents are the meat of the case.
Yes. And as you say, these are allegations, they're not proven. But if they are true, leave aside the criminal question, which can be complicated. This should reveal that Trump is not the ideal person to be president of the United States. And if you go back to 2015, I thought that the sheer arrogance that Hillary Clinton displayed and still displays, you mentioned her tweet this morning, good Lord, was disqualifying. I mean, the idea that she considered herself to be above the law, that she would install an unencrypted, unsecured server in her house and do State Department business on it because she wanted to, was instructive. It should have, and it turned out that it did inform the American public as to who they were dealing with. Well, if these allegations are true, they should tell us something about Donald Trump. That is irresponsible behavior. I'm not really a hawk on this stuff. I'm a bit of a criminal justice squish. I don't like the Espionage Act, and I think that we overclassify. But that bothers me. With all of those caveats, that bothers me. That is cowboyish behavior that is beneath the role and responsibilities of the executive branch. And if those allegations are true, however it shakes out on a criminal basis, I think Republican voters ought to take that into their consideration, because I just can't imagine, say, Ron DeSantis behaving like that. Can you?
Yep. No, but I can't imagine Hillary and Joe Biden behaving like that.
I can too. But you know I'm pretty harsh about Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden.
Right? I mean, that's the problem. Like, these are the choices. A little bit more color, Charles, during a search, again, from the indictment of Mar-a-Lago. They say this is what was found in Trump's office. And again, remember, he had said that they had produced everything through his lawyer. His lawyer sent a letter saying, we gave you everything we have. No more classified documents here. And then they raided Mar-a-Lago. And they say after that representation, which they say was untrue, this is what we found. In Trump's office, 27 documents. 6 were top secret, 18 secret, 3 confidential. In the storage room, 75 documents. Of those, 11 top secret, 36 secret, 28 confidential. It is possible for a sitting president, to declassify anything, even top secret. Charles is right. There are debates as to exactly how it can be done. Can it be done in your mind? Can it be done with a magic wand? Do you have to follow protocol by going back to the agency that designated it as top secret to begin with and get their buy-in? There are disputes. I've had the best legal minds in the country on this show for a year now, and we still don't have a clear answer on that, which means there isn't one. A court is going to have to decide that, and it's going to be this court more than likely. But, it's designed to sound scary, and it does sound a little bad. I mean, not a little scary. It does sound bad for sure. Top secret. You don't want top secret documents about nuclear secrets and military plans sitting on the stage at Mar-a-Lago. But I can't help, and I don't mean to, both sides it on every question, Charles, but I can't help but wonder, what would we have seen in those Hillary Clinton emails and those Hillary Clinton server? And what would we see if they actually produced the Joe Biden documents that they found near the Corvette in a garage that wasn't, at least Mar-a-Lago's got security all over it. At least it's somewhat secure. I don't know. We're never going to know. And that's what leads the sick feeling in my stomach. And I'll end with this question. I asked a friend of mine who's a pro-Trumper, She loves him. And she's open-minded to DeSantis too. She's not like, I'll only vote for Trump. But I asked her this morning, what do you think of these stories? You know, that he's indicted. This is what they say he did. And she said, I don't care. This is not going to make me not vote for him. I think they're out to get him. This is just another piece of evidence that they're out to get him. And that's the real question. Does any of this move votes? First of all, I mean, really the only question is with respect to the Republicans, because of course the Democrats, we know what's going to happen with them. But with respect to this Republican Party that has him 40 points up or 30 points up, does this change anything?
I don't know. I just don't know.
I know.
I mean, look,
me neither.
I mean, they are out to get him. That doesn't mean, though, that he hasn't done a whole bunch of terrible things. Those two things are true. This is one of the reasons that it's quite frustrating talking about Donald Trump is that, you know, a lot of the accusations that are made about Trump are correct. It's just there's an awful lot of fluff that is not.
Look, you did the tough thing during COVID. You paid your people and pulled your business through the pandemic. And now doing the tough thing could qualify you for up to $26,000 per employee at covidtaxrelief.org. Government funds are available to reward companies with 2 or more employees who stayed open during COVID. It's not a loan, and you don't have to pay it back. The program's complicated, but no one knows more about it than the CPAs and tax experts at covidtaxrelief.org. You pay nothing up front. They do all the work and share a percentage of the cash they get you. Businesses of all types, including nonprofits and churches, can qualify, even those who took PPP loans and even if you had increases in sales. You did the tough thing for your employees during COVID. Now let covidtaxrelief.org help get you up to $26,000 per employee. Visit covidtaxrelief.org. covidtaxrelief.org, covidtaxrelief.org. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.